Hello.
And we're back. Take
We-
two.
We are back. Take two. Jamie cut out the first.
Take one. Yeah.
So
You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. It was a disaster. Zoom meeting was not having it. The laptop did
I know.
fail us once again.
Yeah, the machines were taking over. We were on a roll as well.
Yeah, we
They
were.
saw a couple of underdogs win. We're like, you know what? This doesn't fit the global narrative. We have to shut these boys down. They're getting too powerful.
Kian, stop. They'll do it again.
Shit. But yeah, we're back now. Hosts were dropping in and out of the video call. Zoom was unresponsive. It was a whole mess of problems.
It was a whole thing.
We never stood a chance, but we're gonna keep fighting the good fight.
Oh God, how are you, Kian?
How you been?
I'm good. We've explained this whole bit, but I will tell the audience once again, I am confined within these four walls. These four meager walls. Do
you want to swap it over? Do you want to do the narrative tension build?
Well, we can't now.
Oh shit!
You started the
right,
podcast,
stop the recording. No, I'm kidding. Go.
God damn. Trying to tell a story and you just ruined my momentum. Honestly.
When we did this take one, we discussed telling our stories in opposite order because it was more likely to build narrative tension, right? But now here we are and we made the same mistake. Yeah, just a couple of shite podcasters. if we get down to it.
Yeah, if we're down to brass tacks.
If we confront the cold hard facts of the situation.
Fucking hell. No, yeah,
I'll give you the floor now.
I'm in isolation, Kian. I'm in isolation.
You're in jail. Oh no, the bit doesn't work the second time. Oh, it's all fucked. All the jokes we made that were all natural, all the witty banter in the first 6 minutes of take one. Now it just feels so forced and contrived. Here we are.
God, we're
Life has such a way of fucking with us. I feel like such a damn fool making the same joke as though it's off the cuff. Fuck. Universe, are you happy? Jesus Christ. It's 1:17 in the AM. This episode is not getting any better. Prepare yourself, audience.
Fucking hell. Oh yeah, let's do some daytime recordings. We're gonna manage to do some daytime recordings one day.
And a few weeks earlier, let's start a podcast. Who did we think we were? What the fuck?
Oh,
no.
We should stop.
Right,
we should just quit.
Take the floor.
We should just quit.
Yeah, we probably should. At this point.
No, I mean, yeah, I'm in isolation now. Unfortunately, I've been locked in with the rest of my flat for the next for the next like 4
the whole gang
days. The whole gang. It's a lonely existence, but we move.
House arrest.
Yeah, I do feel like I have an ankle monitor on at all times. If I leave,
you're not just committing crimes left.
Tax fraud. It's just constant tax fraud.
Yeah. It's a bitch. Who doesn't commit a sweet little bit of tax?
Yo, like if you commit tax fraud.
I mean, it's just part of a healthy lifestyle.
Drop us a follow if you commit tax fraud. Where are my fellow frauds?
They're gonna think we're reading.
Huh?
They're gonna think we went back to reading the Mayor manifestos. They're gonna think we're reading bios, the Wall Street King's manifesto. I'm going to mandate it that all people in London should commit more tax fraud. But yeah,
Jesus.
Your reason for your isolation is not tax fraud.
No, it's actually COVID-19.
I have a sneaky suspicion. Oh no.
Yeah. No.
What happened? Was it a weak link or?
It was a
forest fire.
A lone man. A lone man, one shot, one kill.
Oh,
The rest of us
shit.
got out okay, but no man is an island, as they say. So we have to we're all in it together. You know, as it
Wow.
were.
It's kind
Yeah,
of beautiful. It's bringing a tear to my eye.
I
Symbolic, no?
I have
You can't
managed to
go on
thaw
without the one man, nurse him
Kian's
back to
ice
health.
cold heart.
Yeah. Yeah. Am I a real boy now, Geppetto? Um,
Oh god.
fuck.
How are you,
So
man?
you're gonna ask me how I'm doing
Yeah.
or
How
not?
are you, man?
Okay, there we go. Fuck the delay in this is a bitch. It's only like a 1 or 2 second delay, I reckon, either side, but it's just adding some spice to the episode. A little extra seasoning, But yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm
Word.
doing
I
okay.
agree.
Also had a bit of a COVID scare. I'm sure the audience is loving the spliced commentary here. You just won't be able to hear shit in this one. Fuck.
At least
Yeah, I'm doing okay. We also had a bit of a COVID scare. Yeah.
you
Got
had a
one
bit of
of
a COVID scare.
the track and trace. Yeah. Just a small one. A piccolo, a pint-sized, a pint-sized COVID scare. And yeah, got one of those daunting track and trace like, yo, you gotta, you've
Dun
been
dun 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 dun.
in ends with someone who's who's tested positive. I was gonna go another way, but I couldn't think of another way.
Infected.
So yeah, they were like, you should probably, yes, a reptile now. He's actually now vegetable. He's got one of the bad ones. You got to get tested ASAP. And I was like, oh fuck, this is so dramatic. I feel like I'm in a movie. Got to start writing a script. Fuck, I'm so important. Woe is us. That was what that was one of the good bits from take one. We were gonna call the episode "Woe is Us" because we were sitting here talking about as middle of the road and soft the COVID story scare you can have.
Our lives are so hard.
It's been a tough week. You holding up? You holding up?
I don't know, man.
Really, we just wanted to do this episode. Are you okay?
Welcome to the therapy hour.
I'm serious. I'm not joking. Because I had a struggle with it, I thought, you know what, I should just muscle through. But then I was like, no, take a beat. Let yourself feel the pain.
Reach out to my fellow man.
And now, yeah, an eye for an eye. That seems appropriate. I don't think that is appropriate, but it's not an appropriate reference.
You didn't do
at
well
all.
in RE, did
But
you?
I was feeling spiritual. RE was the days, man. That was my scheduled nap time, bro. What do you mean? That was how I was rejuvenated for PSHE. Without RE, I never would have had the energy to pay attention in PE.
No, we were
give it
talking
my
about
all.
school earlier because you mentioned English A level.
Yeah, because we were making jokes about how I should have told Bruce is more dramatic, so that way we would have been building narrative tension as the episode went along. So yeah, we were talking about a throwback to the English days.
Fucking hell. It seems like such a long time ago.
Oh, it does. But this is where the recording cut out. Because you asked me, like, I can't remember, you said something like, do you remember the days of English A level?
Yeah.
And I was like,
who remembers English A level?
But the memories are deeply seated.
Yeah, fucking hell.
The memories are buried a bit too deep in the old skull.
I actually don't remember anything from those.
We can do a whole nother episode on that. That's
Yeah, that's a whole thing.
No. That's a whole.
Yeah.
That's a whole thing. That's a damn whole thing. But yeah, we've been out here. I don't know. We've been fighting the good fight. I guess there's no way to say it. We're here muscling through. We're actually,
You're
I don't
so
want to
fucking
overstretch
dramatic.
it, but we're actually, I'd say we're putting our lives on the line for this episode.
So true, bestie.
There's an excellent
So true,
argument to be
bestie.
made. There's an excellent argument to be made that we are. I don't know. I'm trying. You know, guys. I'm being honest. I'm trying not to be too dramatic with it. I don't want to introduce hyperbole into this space. You know, we've always shot from the hip on this podcast.
We've always
You know,
kept
truth
it.
is embedded deeply enough.
So blunt and brief with you guys.
Yeah, you've kept it 100 with you guys. You know, we see you as an extension of ourselves, and I'm not. Sorry. Just give
It's
me a
okay.
second,
Take your
guys.
time.
I'm trying.
Breathe.
Yeah,
Breathe.
thank you. I appreciate that. I just want to thank you guys for being there for us, and I hope you're appreciative of us for. All right, this is exactly what happened in take one as well. This is now a one-man podcast. I'm gonna try and fill the shoes of my co-host and my
God,
own.
you're so fucking boring.
Oh, dude, we have no topics for today. What are we gonna talk about? We tried to figure out something in our pre.
I was gonna bring up the fact because I was watching somebody else's podcast and they were talking about how.
Oh, a good one.
Yeah, an actual professional one.
A real one.
A real one. And they were talking about how they'd moved from New York to Austin. And it reminded me of the fact that we once discussed moving to America, didn't we?
Yeah, because we were just so naive, just patently naive. There's no two ways about it.
Because the thing they were talking about, because the other thing he was talking about was so he moved from New York to Texas. He moved to Austin because, you know, I don't know, people like Texas now because no tax.
But the thing is, it will just get because Austin is it's the tax break, and Austin is like the most liberal part of Texas. But the thing is, if everyone from LA and New York just goes to Austin, we won't hit the same, will it?
No. Well, wait, have we talked about this on a podcast?
Yeah, we have. I was gonna say that. I was gonna say this motherfucker is giving me shit for being boring, for running with a bit. And this man, I was running with a bit. I was ready to die with that bit. I was going all the way to the goal line, and this brings up a podcast from 10 episodes
I just clocked because we did a bit about people from LA moving to Austin.
We did. We
did a whole bit.
And now here we are.
Fuck.
Who's boring now, bitch?
Damn.
I was actually thinking about the generation war between Gen Z and millennials.
Yeah, we're just gonna recycle. We're just gonna recycle old bits.
The mayoral election was like a month ago. Should we?
Fuck off. Because the reason I bring it up.
We do an episode on that.
I was thinking about other cities that we could move to. I was just thinking about other cities to move to. And one place that I was thinking about was like we could move to Seattle. And I don't know why, but I've just got
Seattle's like those.
You're frozen.
Seattle's one of those like middle of the lane kind of places, but like it's one of the middle of the lane like big cities, isn't it?
Yeah.
It doesn't get people heated, but it's like consistent. I'd say it's on a similar plane to like Boston, but Boston is so like.
Yeah, well, there are a couple
ingrained
like that.
With certain stereotypes.
Because there's like the top, well, supposedly the top tier ones, but apparently like LA's actually shit, which to be fair doesn't surprise me. But there's like the top tier ones, which is like New York and LA, and I guess now Austin and kind of Miami. And then just below that, you've got like quite a few mid-tier ones which are like go under the radar but could be pretty sick. Like Seattle is supposed to be quite good. Portland, Oregon is supposed to be quite nice. Tampa in Florida is also supposed to be quite nice.
Florida's always a toss-up though.
Yeah, true.
That's when we'd really be. If we actually do an episode from Florida, that's when we're actually putting our lives on the line. We wouldn't even have to do anything, but just by virtue of doing
just by
existing, putting our lives on the line.
Fucking hell. But yeah, no, I was just thinking about that
Yes.
because we did talk about like, oh yeah, one day we're gonna move to America. And I was just thinking about like how we could do it, which is in like an actual realistic, viable way. Because there's realistically, if we ever move to America, there's no way we'd get to like LA or something unless we like properly managed it. So I was just thinking about other like
No.
I was just thinking about like other smaller but still like decent sized cities
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. No. It's a good point, and I think and that's one of those things. Like, it's such a vast place. You can kind of like that's one of those things that's united in name, but
Yeah.
and I guess legislation in many regards, but not all regards even. But
Mm.
it is such a state to state can be like almost just unrecognizable from like each other to the point where it's
But it
these
made me
places are
think
classified as the same.
we actually know fuck all about America realistically. Like I know we know like
Yeah,
the big stuff, like you know
but
who's
people
president
and
and like
then
you know the big cities,
just the
but like we actually know fuck all.
yeah, so much of it just doesn't get mentioned. Like 85% of the places.
But to be fair, I think you could equally say people from America could say the same shit about the UK.
Yeah, definitely. Even more so, probably.
Oh well, yeah, actually, yeah, more so because we're just like
Because
nothing compared to there.
yeah, and we're just to them it's just like London and then funny accents. And some of them don't even know that the funny accents. They just assume they're in London,
Yeah, true. No, exactly,
which is a bit
exactly.
mad to think about. But
It's so weird. It's so weird. Like thinking about the fact that they wouldn't know other cities exist in like England or the UK.
yeah,
Like if you were like, here's Liverpool to an American, they'd be like, what the fuck is that? Probably. Ayo.
true. But that's something also that's the same with like every country. Like it's just in Moscow, and like that's it, right? Like nobody knows. Like people don't know many of the other ones,
True.
other cities
Yeah.
and shit.
Yeah. It just made me.
So
I don't know. It just made me think.
I
It
don't know. It
just
just
made me
made me
think like.
realize how small we are, bro.
Yeah,
Bro, we're
bro.
just a
I don't
tiny
know.
part of like this infinite. Bro, we're just like an atom, bro. We're spinning
Oh,
around
for
right now, bro.
fuck's
You
sake.
don't even feel it, but we're fucking spinning like this, like so fast as well, and you don't
Why
even
do I?
know.
Why do I
It's a bit
come
of a
on this podcast? Why do I?
mess.
Why am I
Wait, you're
here?
coming, dude? What the fuck?
Ah, bro.
Come
What
on.
I don't know. Realistically, would
This
you?
is this episode. What? This is just shithousery. The fucking episode. I don't think we've had more of a shithouse fucking episode
This is
since
the one
Don't
that
Watch
gets like
This.
200 views, though. This is going to be the one that
Yeah,
gets
it's
200
true.
views. Fuck right.
This is the episode that does
But like, I
numbers.
know we've talked about it, but would you ever like genuinely want to move to America?
That's the thing. I've been thinking about this more often recently because we for context for the audience, we years ago. This is like year 9, 10 discussions. These aren't like life plans.
Yeah.
But it was something we discussed as something we'd both be interested in, or at least for not necessarily like a lifetime decision, but for like a trial, like just to see, it was just an experience. It was an idea for an experience. And we were like, you know what, it would be cool to see what it was like there, the different vibe, the different culture, creatively, like explore different things, whatnot. It's a more open plane, kind of. And then I've been thinking about it a lot more recently because I think it's probably just somewhere in the back of my mind, but not really in the forefront. And the more and more time passes, I wonder if I could hack it in some places. And
Hack it.
I don't mean hack it in terms of like I wonder if I'd be able to survive. I mean like hack it mentally. I wonder if the cultural shift would be too significant for like a full time.
Do you think it's that different?
I'm starting to I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. I'd have to try it. But sometimes I see stuff, and I'm just like, it seems so alien to me that it's just in there and
What I
stuff.
would,
But also,
what I wonder is, I wonder if that's a youth culture thing. I wonder if when you
expand.
like, so like, I wonder if like, because you know, like most of this shit that we'll be consuming is like set in like high school or college shit. Like in terms of TV,
Mm.
just all of that general media, people we watch or like consume, most of them will be like around that age. And then I wonder if work life, like actual work life, is like an office in the US. Is that going to be that different from an office in the UK? I know one of them has Ricky Gervais in it, and the other has Steve Carell in it. But
And that's our time, folks. We'll see you on the next one.
that was such a shit joke. Jesus Christ. But yeah, you know what I mean. Like, in terms of like workplace differences, how many can there really be? You're still gonna take a lunch break. You're still gonna have people you like and people you
yeah,
don't
true.
like.
I think it's yeah. On a day-to-day level, I reckon it can't be that different. But there are some things that I'm just so
Whereas
used
I
to,
would
and
agree.
that's also a London thing as well. It would also be different. I wouldn't know how I'd feel about it if we went like further out of London. And I'm not talking to like some big city. I'm talking to somewhere more open and plain, like somewhere in America could be, because we're not just talking about obviously like the super densely populated cities. Like
Yeah.
if we would see somewhere like that's what we were talking about, somewhere smaller, or less, dense and world renowned or whatever. Um, it's just some parts of like the London or lifestyle is just so, like the fact that you can just get places quick, like public transport. And then I think like so many places, like most places in America just don't have, like apart from like the super dense like cities, and even there, like apart from New York, like most public transport is like shit there, supposedly. Like that
Yeah.
would be such a strange thing to me, to not be able to just like get around
Get on a
quickly
tube.
like that.
Get on a bus.
Yeah,
Yeah. That would probably.
it's something that's just always there. You'd need to have a car to get around,
Yeah.
which is a bit mad. It's
Yeah.
just like small shit like that that would. It's an adjustment, whenever anyone moves anywhere that's not exactly where they were. But it would be interesting for sure. But I have been wondering more about it. Like, could I firm it for a long time?
Yeah.
Could
Like,
it be a new home, bro?
could you do it for like an extended period of time? That's the real
Yeah.
question. I don't know.
Do you think you could? I'm sure I'd get accustomed to it if I really wanted to. But
I feel like me personally, I would definitely have to be in a city, or at least near a city.
you're a city boy
I am a city boy. What can I say?
through and through.
I'm an urbanite. But I genuinely couldn't hack being out in a small town. Also, maybe that's just,
Yeah.
but maybe that has something to do with like, the perceived small town mentality.
Again, also true. Like, I'd just be curious, because going from big city to big city is like a shift, but it's not a seismic shift. But going from big city here to small town there could be
This is another thing.
jolt.
This is another thing. I reckon it would be easier to move from here, or well, London, to New York. I reckon it'd be easier to move from London to New York than it would be to move from London to, say, Norwich, or London to Durham.
Probably, that's a good point. Yeah, it probably would be, because you'd recognize, you'd recognize a lot of the same features, and it might be different. There would be some bigger picture differences in terms of that you'd have to get used to, but those you get used to a lot quicker than the subtle things. Whereas going from a big city to small town, it's more like the day-to-day activity that you're like, I'm gonna have to rewire how I do certain things.
Exactly.
Which is a bit mad.
I don't know. But yeah, it's just interesting, especially because
seems like a good time, guys, to announce the Jonah Complex World Tour. This is actually just a huge plug. We're going to every city.
Can you imagine
mentioned.
we just come out with like, actually, guys, we're going on tour. Oh fuck.
London, then Norwich, then Durham, then straight to New York, then LA, Austin, Seattle, Portland. We're going there. That's our 6 stops. We're
doing a UK wide tour, bro. Just us driving around in some shitty van, going from like London to Kent to Brighton. Fucking hell. That would be shocking. That would be shocking. What would we even do on a tour? What would me and you do on a tour?
Hilarious live podcasting.
Of course.
Just off the cuff, hilarious, clearly.
We could maybe learn some
we wouldn't do shit on a tour. What's that? The connection's going.
What? I actually have to.
Someone's actually calling my name right now.
Jamie? What? Jamie? What's?
We want to put this one away.
Have you ever seen? No, because you know the TikTok boys. Have you ever seen like TikTok boys go on tour? Like Bryce Hall and them lot, they would like go on tour, and the only thing they would do is like meet and greets, and they would do like TikTok dances with the crowds. That's legit.
We've been to Jonah Complex. I've been Kian, he's been Tom. We appreciate you listening, and we'll see you on the next one.
Joke's on you, bitch. You can't stop the recording.
I cannot stop the recording, no. But I refuse to have this podcast episode hijacked by TikTok. It will not happen. It cannot happen.
This is something the audience don't know. I actually have complete control over the recording. This is the thing.
He actually does.
In
It's
terms
true.
of the recording process, there has never been a single episode where Kian has pressed record.
Yeah, he could actually just stop recording every time I speak and then start recording whenever he speaks, or just cut it off whenever, and I wouldn't be able to do anything. However, I could just filibuster the episode if this TikTok nonsense goes on any further. I'll go wild. But the thing is, can you mute me as well? You can.
I don't think I can mute you. Oh no, I can. I just did. No way.
Fuck.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to see a massive power dynamic shift in the podcast.
Yeah, this is actually a perfect time to announce I'm leaving the Jonah Complex.
He actually just quit.
On air. But you can't hear me muted.
Yeah, just go, what's that?
I'm just never seen again. All right.
It's never mentioned, but I just replace you with somebody who looks kind of like you, but like not really.
And just never acknowledged.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, ladies and gentlemen, I would never do Kian dirty like that. We have a 50-50 power balance here. You know, we split the money 50-50. All 0p of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's how it's going to stay. That is how,
exactly.
Because that's how this podcast is going to last. Because if we start arguing now, it's never going to get off the ground, and we're never going to get to do our world tour.
Exactly. When we get our first 50p sponsorship, that's when the trouble starts, you know.
So stay tuned.
Bitch, I fucking did this. I deserve 27p. No, motherfucker. I want half or none. It's just, oh no. That's when the problems start. But until then, you don't have to worry.
When money comes in, that's when the problems start. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, I have been Tom.
And I've been Kian.
That has been Kim. And we will
hopefully this bitch will actually end the episode with the outro now. Fuck. think I'm gonna forget this
See
shit.
you next time, guys.